TGIF Fashion Dolls finally Friday, February 20th. Happy Black History Month and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Phoebe. We are back with the one, the only Anthony G. Marshall for his second interview in the new year. We did his first interview last year, season
I,
19 in
mhm.
2025. So, how has the year 26 been for you thus far?
I mean, we're only 2 months in. I'm back, so that's one good thing. But I mean, truthfully, y'all can hear me okay, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Nah, but I mean, everything's been going well. In fact, after I hop off of this interview, I've got to head on down to Atlanta for a booking. So acting is back. Yeah, it's a little crazy, but it's been a great year. It's been a great year. I'm gonna just sit there and say that I hit 40 finally. So yeah, just fantastic year.
Yes, and 2026 is the year of more. And I'm looking at my vision board. I put more on there, and there's so much more to come in this year. What else are you looking forward to in the year of 2026?
I mean, I think the main thing to see that I'm looking forward to is just being able to kind of go off on my own. Kind of a little bit more acting. I told you last time when I came, that was last October. That I was still doing my streaming thing just in the off time, and uh, that actually went pretty well. But I'm kind of in a hiatus right now with it. I want to go ahead and want to go ahead and record my episodes, so it's a lot more planning. But That's pretty much mainly what I'm been kind of going for, and just going for anything that just going for any of my dreams. Honestly, when I turned 40 this year, I ended up actually taking my dream trip to Japan, and didn't think I could do it, but went ahead, had a wonderful time, learned quite a lot, and I've done it once, so I'm going to go ahead and do it just like the show. I've done it once, so why not try it again?
And it's more and more. And it's also about jumping out on
Hmm.
not letting fear stop you from what you need to do. And welcome in the
Exactly.
different thing. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and you guys can now have go many videos as you want to. That is a new feature here on YouTube. Shout out to my colleague Bubs the guys who told me about it. So make sure you guys go and subscribe to his channel as well also. So pop up as many interviews and videos as you want to. And by the way, I think that this would be interview 988, 89. We are on the road to
Woo!
1,000. So
Good lord.
it's gonna happen. And I'm not sure when. If this week next week. So you guys have to stay tuned. Make sure that you're following, subscribing here to Style House TV Daytime. But manifestation, the power of manifestation has everything that you manifested from and have come
You,
true
you
for
know,
you in this year of
it's
2026.
funny. I don't think I really manifested a whole lot in 2025. I was just kind of just trying to stay on the level for the most part. I was just trying to kind of get through, and I was just trying to kind of survive 2025. I'm not going to say it was a bad year by any means. It was a fantastic year, but it was one of those things where I don't think I was looking for anything really. It was just kind of living in the moment. This year, as soon as the new year hit, I just started on, I'm gonna book a little bit more projects. I'm definitely gonna get my channel off the ground a little bit more. Try to do a little bit more streaming and uh, try to expand my kind of digital footprint, if you will. And I mean, like I said, we're only 2 months in, and it has somehow, in some way, been working. It's been working. Like the universe has been just with me on this journey. So that's been one of the most beautiful parts of this year so far.
Opening up, new beginnings, and you said 40, turning 40. We touched on that yesterday. We talked about aging in the business. It's like for us as women in the business, we have a shelf life. When you're in your 20s, when you're in your teens, that's when you're at your prime. But as you gotten older in the business, It's like people just kind of discard you. So ageism. I'm glad that people are now breaking the stigma and saying that it's never too late to go after your dreams, to go after what makes you happy. Never too late.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's absolute, Miss Stevie. Like, I mean, truth be told, I didn't get started. I really didn't get started into the business until I was well in my 30s. Like, despite going to school for theater, being wanting to be an actor since I was like 9 years old, like it was a lot of it going on. But it's just being already kind of at that age, anyways. I think it actually made me. I mean, all I'm going to do is just season and get better. And I mean, there's so many actors from Cedric the Entertainer to Morgan Freeman and to the late Alan Rickman, who got started late. And
Mhm.
honestly, it really worked out for them. So I'm kind of I think it's never too late. Like that's the biggest thing. If you really got something that you really want to go for, it look ain't nothing stopping you but you. That's the way I see it.
Absolutely. And we talk about time as well too in this business. Like you have a gift. Use that gift to your advantage, and don't let anybody tell you that you're too old to do this. You're too old to do that. It's the
Exactly.
power of manifestation in this business is real, and I believe in the raw law of reciprocity. What you put out, you will definitely get back in return, and I think that that is key and crucial to remember in this business as well too. Been doing side by side now for about what 10 years, still going
Mm-hmm.
strong, and
They're
we're
doing it.
now halfway 1,000 interviews. I've had with
Yeah.
so many people being able to soak up all of this knowledge of business and hearing their story, your story too, you're one of those. But it's important that we don't take these things for granted. Time. Yesterday, Eric Dane passed away. And you know
Yeah.
Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy. So we're losing too many of our own that are in the business who are out here who have built a craft, who have built a legacy in this business of following their dreams. So give people their flowers while they're here, celebrate the importance to them, and not only just that, but cherish each minute, each day. So this is not for the faint-hearted. So if you're deciding to get into acting, there's so many courses out here that can help you. There's so many uh, coaches out here as well too that would be willing to work with you. And shout
I
out to my
will.
girl Ro Underwood. She did Raising Kanan, and she's done a
Okay.
few other shows as well. She's out here working and coaching people as well too. And she has her class,
Absolutely.
her workshop. Another would be Brayley Evans. You guys know Brayley Evans. Shout out to her. She has classes as well too. So it's all about working. Troy Skinner, Troy Skinner, who is amazing.
Absolutely.
Definitely go and check him out. And tell him Miss Stevie sent you because I had him a mentor, and that's what I want to take away from 2023. So I'm shouting them
Yeah.
all out because they are out here working on their craft and helping other people who want to get into the business of acting. Like it's so much
Absolutely.
knowledge out here.
Absolutely, and the thing about it, Miss Stevie, I mean, you got and you shout out Teachers Day. I got a shout out by my Mr. Miyagi, Mr. Joe Massengill, who a lot of projects did. I think Barry. I think he's going to be in Spider-Man, Noir Spider-Man, which I think is a new project coming up. So he's got a lot of things in the pocket that's
Yeah.
been out there for a while. But he's the one that I kind of took a class, acting class. Hadn't been in acting probably in about 10 years. Hadn't acted since college, and I just wanted to, I just wanted to do something different. Kind of felt like creatively I was in a rut, didn't really know what I wanted to do, but my ex-wife actually, I think I might have told this story last time, but my ex-wife really wanted me to, she was like, well, why don't you go ahead and try an acting course? I'm like, I don't really need it, but just to shut her up, I was like, you know what, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And honestly, it's almost like finding my feet again. It was like, oh yeah, it's almost like finding a lost friend that you haven't talked to in a long time. And it
Yes.
was, I mean, it snapped right in place. It was like, okay, this is definitely where I was supposed to be for the longest. And I mean, I can have all the regrets in the world that it took me so long to find it, but at the same time, I need to be happy with the fact that I did find that passion again. sometimes that's what it's all about, is just finding that passion.
Yes, and for me, I always knew I wanted to host a talk show. I always knew I wanted to
Okay.
do something of being in the business. And growing up
Yes.
with four brothers, two sisters, each and every one of us, a pretty big family, we have our own personalities. I said it's going to
Mhm.
be something that I want to do in the business of entertainment or beauty or fashion. And high school, for me, after graduating high school, I knew that was that particular moment. And I can remember taking public speaking classes. And my teacher, she made us basically get up and stand up in front of the class. You guys remember the story? I told y'all she made us get up in front of the class and recite the lines to Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. And
Wow.
nervous, I'm like, why are we nervous? We see each other every day. We are in the same class. So I mean, why
Yeah.
are we nervous? We bump into each other.
Exactly.
Everybody's going for a career tech. I went for cosmetology and beauty, graduated,
Okay.
got it. Um,
Mhm.
but everybody was nervous. But I scored like a 90 on it. And I can remember it
Okay.
word for word. And that's what helped mold me to get out of the shell of being able to speak in
Hmm.
front of large crowds. That was just the
Cool.
beginning. And now I'm seeing my interviews are being reposted, shared, and people all over the world are being teaching. And so far, so good. Every now and again, I have a few uh, trolls, but other than that, uh,
I mean,
you don't
everybody
have
got
trolls
haters, so it's
everywhere.
easy.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, everybody's got haters. You are always gonna have. I mean, there might even be some people close to you. Like, love my father to death. I mean, honestly, we are tight. I am literally living to be a man just like just like he is. Fantastic guy. But he when I was going through school, and I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted to major in theater. I wanted to major in acting. I knew that's where my love was. That's where my passion was. Was it going to pay the bills? I don't know. But if I pushed it to the limit, I felt like I could have done something. And I fought him tooth and nail. I was also a pretty good kind of a naturally good computer programmer, which I can't really tell you. I was making games at like the age of I was making video games at the age of like 12 and 13. And I sat back and I fought my dad tooth and nail. That's probably the only time I just ever just didn't listen to him. I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do with my life. I know this, that, and the other. I know how many people don't make it, but you know what? This is where my creativity lies. And it wasn't until he saw my first play when I was in college. It's Black Nativity by Langston Hughes. I did, I was the young gun at school, so so they put me in as the little drummer boy. Had that whole monologue, uh, and I mean, he was like, you know what, I was wrong. I was wrong. I've never heard my dad actually admit that. I've never proven him wrong like that. Probably never will again. But that was the first time, and I mean, honestly, and it just rolled my passion. So I completely understand where you're coming from, Steve, because I mean, we dreamers in the same boat. That's the way I see it. Like we had an idea, we had a dream of what we wanted to do, just when we came of age, and look where we at.
And look at God, look at where we're at
Look
currently.
at
And
God.
I
There you
believe
go.
that I tell people this all the time at the end of the show: live life through fire. Make
Thank
sure
you.
that you are going after what sets your soul on fire. So if acting is something that you want to do, there are so many dramatic arts classes out here that you can take. And I wish they would bring back just programs solely focusing on the dramatic arts and the arts. And you can go to
Right.
whatever college you choose to and
Absolutely.
master in that. People have got their bachelor's in theater arts. So I mean, shout out to my girl, Dr. Sabrina Sandifer, who majors in that. Um, and others out here as well too who are majoring in that, who are deciding to go after theater arts. You got to start somewhere in this business. And trust me, it
Exactly.
was not easy when I started Style by Stevie because I didn't know what I wanted the name to be. It had to be something different. It had to be something catchy. I didn't want to be like way before I met my brother Casey, so before I met my colleague Alvin Tip the Tat, this and that. Way before I met them, I was like, what is the name and what is going to set me aside from other uh, content creators out here that are hosting their
Mhm.
platforms as well too? What is going to make me stand out? different, and everybody has to stand out in their own way. So be
Exactly.
original. That's one thing I remember someone telling me is be original. Be your authentic self. Make sure you're
Mhm.
relatable to people. Make sure that it is eye catching and fashion forward. And I said, okay, I get
Absolutely.
it. Style by
Absolutely.
creator. That's how it came. And it all was because I was sitting in the room one day randomly flipping through fashion magazines, and I said, I can't take Vogue, but I can make my own thing, and I can make it fun. I can make it eye catching. I can make it people. What is she wearing today? What is all of these things? Who's going to be the best? They always look forward to who's going to be coming on. So
Of course.
more and more to come. Stay tuned.
And I'll tell you what, Miss Stevie, I think one of the yeah, and I like to say we two creators, we just talking and we just talking and hashing it out here. Let me ask you, do you feel as if do you feel as if the quote "good artists create, great artists" still kind of applies, or where do you kind of stand on that quote?
What was the quote? I couldn't hear you a little bit.
The quote is "good artists create, great artists steal."
Ooh, and I have so many thoughts on that. So many. Uh, that is so true because I believe that life imitates art, and we as black artists, as black filmmakers, as black creators, we create things, and we know by day, and I've been saying on several occasions, they bite off of our style, they bite off of our creativity, or they try to
Absolutely.
silence our stories. And I
Hmm.
just recently, not too long ago, I'm dropping names. I've been dropping names because people
No, go.
say that
You think?
they're
Look, this your show. I'm
amazing,
just on
amazing.
it.
My girl, you guys can go and check that conversation out. Not Doctor, Rashida Randall, who I just
Hmm.
recently sat down with, and we were talking about the importance of being black women in business and black stories being told, and how
Of
we
course.
have to make sure that we take control of the narrative. So, do I
Absolutely.
believe that great artists create? Yes, we do, and we sometimes don't get the credit for it, or they will take
Hmm.
it and spin it and make their own thing into it. Y'all seen the movie
Absolutely.
Five Heartbeats, right?
Yes.
Y'all know what
Yes.
scene I'm referring
Yes.
to. The scene where they have the record single, and then they're not on the cover. This is their single.
Of
They
course.
put
Of
their
course.
own thing onto it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know,
And have
I was actually kind of coming from more of a aspect of, when I say steal, I think stealing is such a grimy term. I was coming from more of an idea of just kind of something that inspires you. Because I mean, Lord knows there's been I can't even name them all, but there's been too many African American artists that have just inspired me to do something different or do something, make my own take on something that they provided to put something out there, and it's like, okay, well, this is the way I interpret it, and art is just such a very odd, not odd, it's a beautiful situation because I think it's one of the few things that literally it's something that we create and when we create, we put it out there. And when we put it out there, it's it's not ours anymore. It's literally at the mercy of the audience, whoever ingests said art. Whoever sees it, whoever looks at it, whoever figure something out. I mean, maybe maybe they put. I mean, Lord knows. I mean, almost 1,000 episodes. Lord knows. I'm pretty sure somebody has watched you, Miss Stevie, and is like, you know what? I wanted to do the interview thing, but now I thought, after seeing her, I kind of want to do it now. Like I finally had that off to do it. I see how she's doing it. Let me do it my way and kind of take it from there.
and I've been asked that. Shout out to my girl Faces the Substance. She says, "What when we did our interview, she said, what is the thing that keeps you going, the drive? It takes a lot." And
It
I
does.
also can remember sitting down having a conversation with my brother Casey. So I'm like, it's all about balance, being able to balance those things out as well through hosting a platform, family time. You have to make sure you are spending time with the family, the ones who are uplifting you and keeping you going as well. So, and I know my mom has been most of the influence behind this platform, and the women in my family, my grandmother, my aunt, my mom's sister. So I mean, being able to have that village, that circle, not only that, team of women behind me. My
Absolutely beautiful.
beauty
Beautiful.
contributor, makeup artist, every single interview, everything is put together, beautiful hair, face, makeup, all of that, Melanie. My mom, of course, I'm like, I'm not gonna plan a talk show or do anything without the woman who brought me into this world. There wouldn't be a Style
Of
by
course.
Stevie
Of
in the
course.
market. I'm
Yeah.
like,
No, I'm
Beyonce
like,
went with Miss Tina. She brought Miss Tina every step of the way, and Miss Stevie's going to do the same for her mama. So my mom is
absolutely.
coming along with
Absolutely.
me, and then my cousin, who you guys fell in love with, I was like, well, she might as well just come and take my damn show already. Y'all love her so much. But shout out to my cousin Sherry, who is one of the co-owners here at Style by Stevie. I mean, y'all were asking, when is she coming back? When is she coming back? And yes, she is coming back on the show. So you guys stay tuned for that. We're going to do another collab. And we've had some deep conversations, and you guys have been enjoying it. So yes, family is included, but it's
Oh
all
yeah.
about making sure you have that village, that team behind you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, that's the only three women I need behind me right there. Is that team of women. That Melanie's been with me from the beginning when I first started in
Mm-hmm.
2014, 2016. It's been a long ride to now
Oh yeah.
2026, and she's still with me. So yes, I'm like, she's
Beautiful.
not going nowhere. I'm gonna
Beautiful.
hold on to her. I handpicked her out of a bunch of makeup artists, beauty contributors, and I said, okay, I want her because
Absolutely.
there's something beautiful what she's doing. I've seen her makeup artistry, and I was scrolling
Yeah.
down, and I was like, okay, I want her. I love natural. I like natural beauty, and not everything is going to be over the top dramatic. Like I like it to be just elegant, and she,
Of course.
whatever I like, she gives me that inspiration too. So, I don't think about
And
makeup
that,
professionally.
of course, absolutely. Look, I'm the same way. You know, sometimes like you said, it takes a village, and so a lot of the folks that kind of that I've kind of met along this journey of being able to create my own and I mean of course my family's got my back like chiropractic, but like I mean I've met so many people along the way that honestly they give me love like I mean they might as well be family now. So I mean pretty much I mean just being able to inspire them to do something different, it's like okay, well I'm doing this, so what are you gonna do? And them kind of following me and them kind of being interested in and being brought into your story, which I think is absolutely a beautiful thing when you can inspire somebody else, maybe not even knowing that you're inspiring them. And I mean, that you kind of come up in your village and you're starting to kind of be the one to kind of look after them and be like, hey, well, I'm inspiring you. I think you should look at this and look at that. And it's like, I think that the cultural exchange of artistry is one of the most beautiful things on earth. Like honestly, I think it's one of the most beautiful, whether it be through any medium, whether it be content creation, whether it be, I mean, well, just content creation in general, whether it be art, music, dance. I mean, anything from dance, anything that can be considered an art, and y'all just communicate that way. It's beautiful, one of the most beautiful things on earth.
Yes, and I say keep it going. If you and to anybody out here, you can start on your phone. You're not gonna have the equipment that photographers and
Exactly.
producers and directors have. It's expensive. I get that. You can start
Hmm.
seeing people shoot films on their iPhones. So
Oh
you
yeah,
got to start somewhere. And even as
absolutely.
it pertains to Tubi, I hate what the quality. No, producer that is out
Mhm.
here making it from the beginning, starting in from the ground up. You know
Absolutely.
everything is not going to be peaches and cream. You're not going to get a Spike Lee grand production or a
Right,
Warner Brothers
right.
picture production, that type
Exactly.
of quality. But I tell people this all the time. These producers are just starting out, and you have to start out somewhere. Kenya
Mhm.
Barris, Blackish, uh,
Yeah,
see it
absolutely.
right, see
Yeah.
it right there on 227.
Yeah. Wow.
And look where
Really?
he's at now. That's an example. That's an example.
Wow.
Yes, Jack Ayres from 227, Sandra,
Hmm.
she
Yeah.
was telling the story about Kenya Barris. And look where he's at now.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, shoot, a bunch of successful shows, And you know what? Shout out to my man, Kevin Wilson. Kevin Wilson is a guy I went to school with. We both went to A&T. Shout out to all my Aggies out there. But not I can't remember what major he was. I want to say journalism major. But you know, sometimes it's like we're saying here. Sometimes it's literally all about that passion. My man Kevin actually went out, did his first film. First film was, I believe it was My Nephew Emmett was the name of it. And first time at bat, scored an Oscar for best short film, which I thought was the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, sometimes, yeah, but like I said, didn't have the best equipment. Just kind of went out there, did something with it, and you know, not saying like the first time you get to the plate, you gonna hit it out the park, but just like you're saying, this Stevie, like you might not have the best, do what you can with what you got, and somebody will follow. But somebody will you will pick somebody up even without the best equipment or anything like that. I mean, just start off small and just go from there. I mean, I'd say your love and the passion that you have for anything just starts with just the effort.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Work with what you have. And I was telling my mom this all the time. We want to move, we want to get a bigger house and everything. And I said, sometimes you just have to work with what you have until you get to where you need to be. And that would be my advice to anybody that's looking to get into filmmaking. Work with what you have. If you got a tablet, do that tablet. If you got an iPhone, do it on your iPhone. And the quality, the pictures, you would think it's motion pictures the way it is
Absolutely.
shot on the iPhone. So to anybody, use what you have. If you've got a
Yes, sir.
digital camera, like the camera you take photos of, start on that. It's going to take a lot of
Hmm.
batteries. Trust me, I know I have one of those. But
Yeah,
make sure that you are keeping and holding on. Invest in
absolutely.
drive, flash drive. Invest in things where
Absolutely.
you can save your footage on. All of these things, all invest time at the time. It's just like when I went to beauty school. The kit there was, I'm dropping the price here, $266. And you got your blow
Ooh,
dryer, you got your curling iron, you got rollers, you got the little bowl with the manicures, you get your mannequin heads.
of course.
What else did you get in there? You got some polishes. It was all of those things. It was a big kit to start you off. And then a lot of the other girls, because it was 23 of us in there,
Oh wow.
day by day, and we would stop at Sally's. We would stop at this beauty supply store, this beauty supply store, and purchase our own hair products. And I know if you got black women in the house, I'm a black woman. So if you
Oh,
know
of
you got
course,
black
of
women in the
course.
house, and my God, if you got black women in the house, you know you're gonna have every sort of hair product everywhere. And my mom was like,
Absolutely.
my mom, not just me, but my mom, too. So we have products in the bathroom here, there, and I'm like, I got this in beauty school. So, and while I was in beauty school, I invested, and I would come back with
Okay.
new products each day.
Hmm.
And a lot of the other girls would. If they didn't like the curly lines in the kitchen, they would buy their own. So I say that to
Okay.
say is you have to invest in where you need to be. Now about two, I
Absolutely.
had to invest, get me a tripod. I remember what was it, season two or three? The funniest thing, y'all. I remember y'all remember what it was like for me. I had to sit down in the chair and like the person was sitting up right here beside me, and I caught myself trying to put a candle right here, and I'm like now standing up on the tripod, like the tripod with the neck that stands.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting right here on the stool, and I'm literally having to call the person. So that's what it was like. Now I don't
Oh
have to do
man.
that. So
Exactly.
we've come a
Exactly.
long way from that. And I
Yeah.
would go back and I look at it and I'm just like, oh yeah, baby. Yeah, you're just starting out in the business. And then
Of
as we
course.
got up and up and up and up and up, a lot has changed. I
Of
discovered
course.
Instagram. A girlfriend of mine, shout out to Miranda. She said, girl, why don't you get on Instagram? Try Instagram. She said, get you this, get you that. And at first I wasn't willing to accept, you got to be willing to accept constructive criticism.
Of course.
And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
at that time, I wasn't so keen of it. I wasn't so keen of it. But now, I must say I'm at a place in my life where I am happy. I am able to receive
Beautiful.
constructive
Beautiful.
criticism. And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
shout out to my brother Casey. He made me open my eyes uh, because it was a journey. It's been a journey, Anthony, and I'm telling you, like I've really, really had to open my mind and say, okay, if you want change, you got to do something different. I was so
Exactly.
comfortable with what was what I was accustomed to, and now it's just like whatever challenge comes my way, whatever suggestion, hey, I'm here for it. I said this season I want it to be more interactive, and I get
Okay.
down in the
Okay.
comments with my subscribers. Of
Of
course, I've
course.
been doing that, but I bring my
Yes.
subscribers up sometimes. That's something that you guys can expect to see in the future with this platform. It's
Of course. Of
basically
course.
I'm handing them the microphone and letting them give their opinion or their take, and it's not me
Absolutely.
by Tommy Galvin. This or that will do it on his channel, and he'll offer the audience to come up and they'll be there with me and I'll interact with them. So we'll interact. So in order to have that village, that tribe, you have to be willing to interact with people who are also like-minded and creative as well too. But we've come a long way from those days where I had the tablet. I would have to call them on Messenger. I'd be sitting up in the tall rolling stool or whatever it was, and I'm sitting there looking at the screen like this. So we've come a long way from that. We don't have to do that no more. So yeah.
And it's such a beautiful thing. Like it's even when we talk about filmmaking, just even doing, interviewing and kind of being on that platform. The beautiful part about it, Miss Stevie, is the fact that technology has gotten so far to a point that we can do. I mean, you can make that movie. You can write that script. I mean, we're like, I mean, and we can put it on that platform. We can put it on YouTube and Tubi and everything. Like we have that platform now that honestly, the only thing stopping you is you. Like if there's something that you really want to do, like I said, life is not like I mean, as you said, shout out and rest in peace to Eric Dane, fantastic and very talented actor. But life is not guaranteed. Life is not fair, and life is not guaranteed, unfortunately. So, I mean, we're not in that space anymore. I don't think we have to get out of that space as human beings of, trying to trying to bend the world or trying to make the world into this perfect place that where, okay, everything's perfect. Now I can actually go for what I want to. No, it's never going to be that. You go out for it right now while you still got breath in your lungs and while the blood is pumping, while your heart is still going. You do it right now because Lord knows tomorrow ain't guaranteed at all.
Life is very short. And it can be
Very.
taken from you in an instant. You never know when it's your time to come on home. You know, the creator of the universe says, okay, it's time, but right now it's not time. Now, I thought it was my time, but I'm just like, no, you got more you need to do. God put you
Exactly.
here for a purpose. The universe put you here for a purpose, and each and every one of us have a divine purpose. And that's something that I'm firm and adamant about as well, too. So we have a lot of work to do. Like now, we are halfway, and I can't believe I'm saying this at 1,000 interviews, 1,000
Yes,
videos. Got to be 1,000 people that I've sat with, and more and more to come in the future.
of
And
course, absolutely.
way far out, we've already getting things set in motion for later this year, for the spring, for the winter, and beyond. So said to my mom, I said, this is something that I want to continue to do. I love hearing people's stories, and I love sharing bits and pieces of myself that can help people share their stories as well too and let them be open minded to being able to be so open and transparent because believe me, there have been moments where I'm just like, I'm scared to be vulnerable, but doing
Yes,
this has made me open up to the world. And
of
anybody, if you're
course.
going to do it, believe you're going to have judgment or whatever, but don't let that stop you. Your story has to be told. Each and every one of us want
Excellent.
to do something special to help other people as well too because they are watching. Like you never know who's watching. What shocked me and stunned me, and I did a show Anthony back in 2022. I was interviewing this clothing designer, and
Okay.
he specializes in streetwear, hip hop fashion.
Okay.
And
Okay.
guess who pops up? I told his story this week. Guess who pops up in the interview?
Who was that?
Melba Moore, Tony
Whoa,
Award winner Melba Moore pops up in the
whoa.
audience. Like just an easy day, and I'm like this, I'm trying to hold it together, be on my Barbara Walters, and I was freaking out. I couldn't hold it back. The person was talking. I never cut my guests off. I allowed them to speak first, and then I add my 2 cents in, and the
Oh my God.
conversation flows together. I had to pour into her and give her her flowers while she came in
Of
that audience,
course.
and she just put a bunch of hearts in the chat. She will do that. She will get in the comments under certain things, and I've seen that if you guys follow her on Instagram, she will interact with you,
Oh
and it threw
wow.
me by surprise. Like you never know who's watching. You never know
Absolutely.
who's watching and the
Absolutely.
impact that it may have on them, or just them coming to watch you, the impact that they've had on you. You tell them there. Monique popped up in
Exactly.
another one of the interviews because my friend, shout out to my
Ooh,
brother and friend Scott Valentine, he works with her. And she, you know her, how she talked, cry my sweet baby.
yeah,
I
yes.
was trying not to cuss out. I'm like, this is Academy Award winner Monique. So you never know who's going to pop up in the audience. And that was in one of the lives
Absolutely.
that we did. I can remember. So you guys make
Absolutely.
sure y'all check that one out. But
Absolutely.
impact and how it feels great.
And that's wonderful. Like, I mean, that you know what, and sometimes I think the other part about it is, sometimes you don't even know that you're making an impact. Like sometimes you just don't know. I feel like sometimes you're just doing it just for yourself, and that's fantastic. And you just don't know who the heck is going to inspire, or who's going to be inspired by you at that time. Like it's got. I mean, that's crazy right there. That is
And
wild.
so many more.
Yeah.
I've had
I
so
mean,
many just stun me out of nowhere. And for my girl, Faith Substance, to pour into me when we did our conversation. And she tell me, Miss Stevie, do you know that I'm doing what I'm doing because you have done it? I was like,
but
oh, girl,
absolutely.
stop. I mean, you've had it in you all of a sudden. You've had it in you all the time. And it wasn't
Right,
because of
right.
me, and my impact, but I was receiving all the flowers. And I appreciate all the flowers that y'all give me for allowing people to come on the platform and tell their stories. And that's what it's about. I say it all the time. And in one of my conversations, you hear me say it. When my guests come on, they are the pilots of the ship. And we rotate that pilot in the passengers and in the pilot. Both sides.
Oh
It
yeah.
works that way. Both telling our
So yeah,
stories, and with
of course.
those comparisons and contrasts.
There we go. Just breaking bread, chopping it up, and I mean, honestly, I'm inspired by your story. I'm inspired, just how I mean, 1,000 episodes is wow. To have that much, to have your passions go take you that far, and just to, I mean, from going from the tablet on the tripod to being 1,000 episodes and to making that reach. I mean, that is. It also takes, and I think that's the other part. It takes so much diligence to do that. So I'm just see. Let me go ahead and give you your flowers. 1,000 episodes is nothing to scoff at. That is a beautiful thing, and that is phenomenal. And I was happy to come back on the show. I mean, I had such a great time kicking it with you last time in October. So the fact that you invited me back, I was touched. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come back. Yeah, of course we're gonna do that. But just being so close to that 1,000 interview mark is it even be like, I'm part of that. I'm part of that number. So that's a beautiful thing. And 1,000 episodes. I'll be let's see, keep doing your thing. And I want to see what 2,000 episodes gonna look like.
And it's more and more to come. We're already setting up for July and
Oh yeah.
beyond. It's so
Oh
many
yeah.
amazing guests that I have coming on this year, this season. And
Yeah.
at the time when we did our first interview, when we first met, it was my birthday month. I hit the 900th interview on my birthday, on my 32nd birthday. So I'm just like, God,
Wow.
okay, good things coming in double. So,
Okay.
uh, no, yeah, that following week, I hit 900 interviews. It was close to my birthday. And if boys
Wow.
love flowers. that I had on. He was congratulating me, thank you, because and no sick days. No
Yeah.
sick days. I've been consistent with this, and it is like, do you ever sleep? Alvin always asks me, do you ever sleep? Do you ever get any rest? And I'm like, yes. And then I have to bounce back up and do it all over again the next day and the next day. It's all about uh, balance. So I don't know
Absolutely.
what gives me the drive to keep going. It's sort of like an aphrodisiac for me. It's like having coffee.
Yeah.
They say everybody has to have coffee in the morning to wake them up. For me, my aphrodisiac is just that drive.
Cool. Cool.
I don't want to keep it bottled up. I want people's stories to be shared, and I want to share my stories as well too. So I think that's a big
Absolutely.
deal.
Absolutely, and I think that's honest, and I think the platform you have set up here is perfect for it, for giving not only sharing your story, but giving people like myself that's still kind of light in the business, but we still going, just a voice to be able to just kind of swap war stories and just stories of creativity as well as progress, within our community. I mean that's a beautiful thing, and honestly, to 2,000 more episodes.
It's more coming after this. I'm like, okay, and I want to go up to 2,000 and
Cool.
more. Yeah, I want to
Cool.
keep going until I can't go anymore. And it's all about having that strength, that ability. When I get up in the morning, I do my manifestation, my affirmation, and one of the
Absolutely.
affirmations that I say in the morning is my energy is impeccable into any room that I walk into. It's mysterious. It's an aura that has a shift. Each and every one of us, we have a certain aura when we go into the room, when we go into these spaces. And it's for me, I don't know what it is that captures people every day, Monday through Friday. Because that's when I do the platform, when I do my interviews Monday through Friday. I'm like, what is it, God, that has people tuned into me every single day? Big and small names, regular people that I chat with on a daily basis, my friends, my family, my classmates, everybody is tuned in and watching. What is it? And King
Absolutely.
Dukes was like, sister, you have a gift. You
Yeah,
have something. You
we
have
do.
something divine. Each and every one of us has something inside of us. And I'm like, it's not just me that has a gift. Each and every one of us has
Of
something that
course.
sets us aside that makes us unique. And for me,
Absolutely.
I think it's because I changed my look a lot. That could be one of the
Okay.
reasons. Another reason could be because we always vary different topics. And it's so real. It's so real because we're
Absolutely.
all real people. We all have these real life experiences. And the audience, the viewers, half of the time, they don't know each other unless we've ran into each other in passing, like I've Tip of that
Absolutely.
or K-Freaks or Buzz. We're all in the same circle. We basically see each other every day and we're chatting with each other. So it's just like
Of
it's a
course.
family thing. And
Absolutely.
that's regular. But for the audience members, I'm putting people together, networking people, and they're
Absolutely.
talking amongst themselves in the comments. I'm like, that's what I love to see. That was one of the
Absolutely.
goals that I set out for, which is to network people, pair people together. And so far, the collaborations have been working.
Of
Shout out
course.
to Kendra Shanae and Phil Law. They're going to be working on something. Shout outs to them. And it was all off of the strength of he came in one of my interviews, and I was interviewing
Yeah.
Kendra, my sister. I love me some Kendra, and I said, "Girl, you got to check him out." And fast forward, after I did my interview with Phil, he's like, "I got something coming out with Kendra." I'm like, "Wait, y'all two are working together?" This is all off of the strength of me networking them together. So it's
Oh, that's
powerful, the
beautiful.
power of networking.
Of
Yeah,
course. Of course. But having that connection like that, yeah. I mean, honestly, and the fact that you set out to do that and got it done is also a testament to how hard you work on this platform. And honestly, I feel as if that's the same thing that we're all trying to do. We're just trying to just push that passion forward uh, into work, into after just pushing that effort and just showing it out for the world, telling that story, just like you did. got the platform, been able to tell your story for close to 1,000 episodes, and we all trying to get there.
Yes, yes,
We all trying to get there.
absolutely. All right, Fashion Dolls is almost in the final hour, and I told Anthony it is Black History Month. So
Yes,
again, we
yes.
spoke about the importance of telling our stories, and you guys have learned some trivia throughout this with my guests. This is gonna be multiple choice. I told Anthony, be ready. So it is now time. We're gonna get into some Black history trivia, and you guys can learn something from trivia as well too. Like there, I'm learning myself certain things I already knew. Like just the other day, we were talking
Okay.
about George Washington Carver. One of my guests didn't know
Okay.
it, and I had to tell him who George Washington Carver was. So it's important that we get out here and we study on our history, and we invented and
Absolutely.
contributed so much to this world. So it's important. All right. So we're gonna
Yeah.
start off. I'm gonna test
Okay.
Anthony. All right. Let's get into it. This is
Ready.
Black History Month trivia. All right.
Oh,
Who established Negro History Week in 1926? And here are your choices: A.
okay.
W.E.B. Du Bois. We
Okay.
have B. Carnegie Wilson, C. Booker T. Washington, or D. Langston
Okay.
Hughes.
Okay. All right. And the part about that is you said so this is Black History Week, correct?
Yes, Black History Month. Who
Okay.
established it?
Black History Month. Okay. The two names that are jumping off at me. If I'm not mistaken, you said Carter G. Woodson, right? I'm gonna take a shot. I think it was him. I think it was Mr. Woodson.
And your shot is correct. It's Carter G. Wilson. And if you go back and look at the clip with John Lennon and Simone Sanders, Simone dropped his name. Carter G. Wilson established Black History or Negro History Week in 1926. So it
Whoa.
wasn't,
Okay.
black or African American. It was Negro or colored then in that
Wow.
era.
Wow.
Right? So here's the next one.
All right. Let's go.
In what year did President Gerald Ford officially recognize Black History Month? And here's your choices:
Woo.
1960, 1970, 1980, or 1970.
What was the last one? 1976.
Yes,
Okay, so I know. See, I know a little bit about Ford. I know he was definitely president, and I think he was. Man, if I'm not mistaken, 76. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I might be wrong because I know there's, like I said, I'm trying to decide between two of them. I'm gonna say 76.
and you're correct. That's another point. All right.
You almost got me on that one. I had to get my presidential thing right.
Who was the first African American appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court? And here's your
Ooh,
choices.
okay,
You got Clarence Thomas, A, B, Thurgood Marshall. You got Constance Baker Motley, C, and John Lewis, D.
okay, okay. This is a very easy one. 'Cause everybody in school used to think that I was related to them. I'm telling the world. Unfortunately, I am not related to one. I wish I was though. The answer is B. Thurgood Marshall. Ooh, okay.
Biles, Dominic Dawes, Gabby Douglas, Florence Griffith Joyner.
Can you read the choices one more time?
The first choice is A, Simone Biles, B,
Okay.
Dominic Dawes,
Okay.
C, Gabby Douglas, or D, Flojo, Florence Griffith Joyner.
Whoo! Out of those, well, Flojo was a runner. She was never in gymnastics, so I could go ahead and take her out. I'm trying to. You know what? So I'm a little bit of a sports fan. I know Dominique Dawes competed in the Atlanta Games in '96. I'm gonna say she won a. I'm gonna say she won the medal there. I'm gonna say the Dominique Dawes. It was Gabby Douglas, wasn't it?
That's one. That's what you missed. It's Gabby Douglas. Gabby Douglas.
Oh wow, yeah, it was Gabby Douglas. I was trying to think. I was like, did Dominique Dawes win a medal? I thought you. I don't think she won a team medal, but I tried.
Okay. Who was the first African American to win a Nobel Prize for Literature? Here's the choices. A. Maya Angelou. B. Toni Morrison. C. Ralph Ellison. D. James Baldwin.
Man, okay, oh man, woo. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one, right?
Now remember those clues. Remember those clues now.
Okay,
It's a woman. It's a woman.
it's a woman. Okay, so okay, that helps me out a little bit. I'm gonna swing for the fences. I'm gonna say it's Miss Still I Rise, Maya Angelou.
Toni Morrison.
Holy moly! Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh, well, okay, I'm
Toni.
learning. I'm learning.
That's two. I'm not gonna take his black card yet, y'all. So we're
No,
gonna go
okay,
over this.
all right. I've been doing
All
pretty
right.
good. So.
Which baseball legend broke the Major League Baseball color barrier in 1947? Is it A. Larry Doby, Ernie Banks, B. C. Jackie Robinson, or D. Josh Gibson?
Little story about that one. So once again, I'm a sports fan, so I know this one. They actually were compete. They were actually a three-man race for who would actually break the color barrier. And it was actually between Roy Campanella, who did end up making it to the league, the great Satchel Paige, who they thought was a little bit older, but and the correct answer, which was the person that actually do it, Mr. Jackie Robinson, number 42.
That's correct. And Chadwick played him. The late Chadwick played him.
Beautiful.
42.
Fantastic. A lot
All
of people
right.
don't know this, but what if I'm not mistaken? What's his name? Also, Blair Underwood actually played him. There's a movie that is actually about the race to to break the color barrier, and I believe Satchel Paige was played by. I want to say he might have been played by Delroy Lindo. If you've ever seen Sinners, the great Delroy Lindo, who honestly we need to recognize a lot more, give him his flowers.
Absolutely. And congratulations, Delroy, if you ever see this on that Oscar nod.
Absolutely,
Long,
absolutely needed
long
it,
overdue.
deserves it all day.
And speaking of trailblazing, the last one, which is which trailblazing pilot was the first African American woman to hold a pilot license? And I know Deshaun knows this. I see you, Deshaun. Uh, here's the choices: A. Bessie Coleman, B. Mae Jameson, C. Katherine Johnson, or D. Harriet Quimby.
Okay, so I can tell you right off the bat. In fact, I got her on my shirt, Miss Jameson. She wasn't trailblazing. Was not the first person to. She was not the first to get the pilot's license. She was the first one in space. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Miss Betsy Coleman.
That's correct, Bessie Coleman. Yes. All right, Fashion Dog, that is our Black History Month trivia, and you learned something new from us doing this. So, Anthony wins. All right? Shout out to you, Deshaun. B, again, and I'll be doing this next week with the gentleman that we have in the lineup. So, Nate Buchanan will be joining me, and we have
Okay,
an amazing lineup. That lineup is already up, so make sure you guys go and check that out. I'm going to test their knowledge as well, too. So, all month of February,
beautiful,
we're going to be doing and it's a great way for us to learn our heritage, our culture, because we basically invented everything. I think Deshaun or was it Chef Ladybug was saying that yesterday in the show. Black people invented the world. We did. So make sure that
We
you
did.
are studying up. They,
And you know, and you
yes,
told me about the
absolutely.
Black History thing. I had to rock my Black History shirt. All of these are all of these people listed are famous doctors. Mr. Daniel Hale Williams was the first person to do a open heart surgery. You got Mr. William Hinton, who went on to create the Hinton test, which actually detected syphilis. You got Mr. Charles Drew, Dr. Charles Drew, who was whose advances actually furthered the way that we do blood transfusions to this day. You got Mrs. Rebecca Crumpler, first woman to actually obtain a medical license in the United States. Of course, Mrs. Mae Jameson, who I believe went to space, was the first black woman to get to space in 1992, and finally Mrs. Dr.
Yes,
Jocelyn Elders, who was the first actually she was the first African American Surgeon General. So, a little something for y'all.
and see, you learned something new. They definitely did
Absolutely.
in video games. The first black man that made a video game that
Yes.
what is his name?
Oh my gosh. It was
And you said you're going to give us a hint, Sean.
You know the worst part about it is I do not know his name. I know I could see that picture. I could see that picture of him. He actually worked for Atari and actually created a video game system. Shout out to my cousin Mello Shy, Mr. Michael Jamal McKinney. He actually owns the machine that this man made. And I do not know the name of this show. I mean, he still wants to thank God, but I do not know the name of this show. Deshaun, you gotta give it to me. What is this gentleman's name?
Yes, because he is a gamer. Deshaun is a gamer.
Oh, I'm a
So
gamer
that
all
makes
day
you have to
myself. Trust
understand
me.
how to play too.
Trust me. I can see him in my mind's eye too. Gerald Jerry Lawson. That's him. That is it. Oh my gosh.
Gerald, Jerry Lawson.
Gerald Jerry
Yep.
Lawson. Yeah, that is
And that
definitely
was one of the
him.
questions that we this week. One of my guests, and they was like, I didn't know this. I think it was T-Mile. And I asked him and he didn't even know. So some of them he wasn't aware of. Already knew.
Absolutely.
And he was just like, no, you're not about to get my black phone. So
You know, and I don't think a lot of people know about what Mr. Lawson was able to do. But I mean, Lord knows he was a trailblazer in his own right. He actually did so much for the video game community and put in a lot of stuff that we're still doing to this day. Because trust me, when the Atari came out, there was no pause button. You needed to turn it off and turn it back on. So props to Mr. Gerald Gary Lawson, man. And props to Deshaun, man. I appreciate that, man. You gotta have that knowledge sometimes, you know.
and we got to tap back into it. It's literally like I was telling my guest this week. It's literally like having to go back and learn. It's been a long time, and we're having to open up those books in our minds. And it's some stuff we
Exactly.
already knew, like George Washington Carver, Daniel Wood, all of
Yes.
them we already knew. So
Of
definitely,
course, Frederick Douglass. I mean, Harriet Tubman. We know. But some, I think this, Black history is so vast and so, there's so many things out there, and there's so many people that don't. I mean, I think Lewis Latimer does not get enough credit. Everybody thinks that Thomas Edison was the one that invented the light bulb. Technically, he did, but he couldn't get it to work. Lewis Latimer, African American man, was the person that created the light bulb filament.
Alexander Graham Bell as well too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, one person gets all the credit, but man, they got to know their history, and Black history is history.
Absolutely. And Deshaun says that's true. You definitely gotta have that knowledge. Definitely it's a lesson learned though. And it's a lot there's a lot more inventors that I didn't even know about. Yes, Garrett A. Morgan who invented the
Yes.
traffic. Um
And the gas mask.
we talk
And the
about
gas
Madam
mask.
C.J. Walker a lot. Gas mask. Uh he invented Harry Lock. So A lot of people were thinking it was Madam T.J. Walker, but even she had a blueprint. So everybody had to start off. And he invented hair relaxer by accident. He didn't mean to. But he had a whole line of hair care products, dyes, uh, what was it? And relaxer and a bunch of other things as well too. So I posted that here on my community tab. So you guys can check the community tab because I posted some history for us as well too. So if you guys want to check that out for sure. But
Beautiful.
make sure you guys are staying tuned definitely here on Soundbound TV. And before we let you go, do we have any questions for myself or Anthony? Black History Month, any Black History Month questions, Fashion Dolls? While they're typing, Anthony, what would you tell to our people on this month about learning our history, learning our lineage, celebrating, pouring into brand successes in our all own?
Biggest thing I can tell everybody to understand, and this is, unfortunately, I'm not going to make it political, but this is kind of where we're at right now. They're talking about making America great again. America is an evolving process, and that's what we're doing. In order to know where you're going, you got to know where you've been, and in order to know the mistakes of the past, you got to know your past, and that's a big deal to stop from the repeating of mistakes that we've already made. And so knowing that Black history, we got to have it in us, man. I mean, African American history is American history, which is history of the world. And it's a shame that we take only a month to celebrate that. I mean, that needs to be in our veins. 360, like I mean, I think McDonald's had the initiative back in like the late 80s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
Black 365. Like we need to know that. Like I mean, you need to know where we came from. You need to know what we've done. You need to know our accomplishments. You need to know our trailblazers, how we changed this world. And we got to know, y'all. We got to know. And we got to be able to educate everyone now.
yes, that's for sure. Garrett Morgan had a line of dyes and combs. That's what it was. It was dyes and combs.
Wow.
And this was in the
Wow.
early 1900s, and this was to market his chemical straightening cream, which was discovered accidentally while working on a sewing machine lubricant. So yes,
Really?
Garrett A.
Whoa.
Morgan, G.A.
Lord.
Morgan, special heavy pressing comb. So way before Madam T.J. Walker. Yes, you guys can go and check that out on my community tab. Here,
See,
right here.
love that. Yeah, I got, I love that. I gotta know that one. Oh, and you know what? Shout out to Sean. I talked to you last time I was on the show, man. I still got. I'm telling you right now. I'm putting out those episodes of my streaming show, my retro report card. I'm still doing that episode of Resident Evil for you, man. That is on the docket. You gave me the idea. I'm gonna suck it up and get it out there. Oh, you probably right, brother.
Get it
Still
out
there?
there. Let people know. Get it out there.
Absolutely. So yeah, y'all can find me, Anthony G Marshall, Anthony G Marshall on IG, and then my alter ego, my video game playing, hip hop loving, time traveling alter ego, Theory S Styles. One word, Z at the end. Coming back probably in April with some new episodes of my retro report card, as well as some other video game content for all my people of color, as well as all my hip hop lovers and anybody who's just a fan of nostalgia.
All right, there you have it, Fashion Dolls. Make sure y'all head on over and subscribe to Anthony's channel and hit that bell so you'll be notified when he drops a new video. Also, go and hype up his videos as well. So you guys, make sure y'all go and hype up a lot of videos of our channels out here. Support our channels. There's so many black content creators out here that we can be supporting who are out here educating, who are bringing entertainment. So if you are a gamer, you go to Anthony. If I'll give you a little humor too, but I'm gonna do it fabulously. So you're gonna get fashion, you're gonna get glamour, you're gonna get all of that here. They have their own arena, their own lane, their own spice for the gumbo. So You make sure that you're following each and every one of us. And next
Yes.
week, make sure you guys tune in. We have joining me in the dollhouse next week, Hakim Rashid, singer, songwriter, will be joining me Monday. So make sure you guys tune in. Black History Month, the lineup is up. And also make sure y'all go and vote for your favorite look of the week on Instagram at Miss underscore Stevie South by Stevie Daytime. And a very special thank you to Anthony G. Marshall. And a very special thank you to you, Fashion Dolls. Thank you all so much. We are on the road to 1,000 interviews. And right now we're currently at 987. So this will be interview 988. So be on the lookout for more and more and more to come. We are halfway on that road and we're going to get there. And it might be next month, I'm guessing. So who
There you
knows?
go.
Stay tuned. That announcement will be dropping because you know I will. I'm like Beyonce. I like to hold it in, and then when it's time to release it, I'll release it. So there we go. You never know when it's going to come. So be on the lookout. All right. And Anthony, as always, thank you so much. I had a great time, and I'm going to bring later in the spring of this year.
Miss T, thank you again, once again for having me. Say the word. I'll be right back here.
All right, Fashion Dolls. We're going to bring Anthony back, and you guys stay tuned for that. I love you all, and the replay will be up in case you missed it. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe here to Style by Stevie Daytime. I love you all. Stay fierce, stay fabulous, and happy Black History. I love y'all. Take care.